David May is a research manager and senior research analyst at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and he joins us now. David, welcome. So this hostage return was not just a somber moment for Israel. It was also carefully orchestrated by, it was a spectacle by Hamas. What message do you think Hamas was trying to send?
Well, thank you for having me. The message that they're trying to send is that they're sending this is psychological warfare against Israelis. They're saying that they will, not only will they take your small children out of their homes in Israel, but they'll basically terrorize an entire country in doing so. These small children who were 4 years old and 9 months old when they were taken, there's nothing that they did wrong. It's they symbolize the purity and innocence of the Israeli victims, and the hostage ceremony that they conducted with, as you mentioned, music and dancing, and even little kids there in Gaza watching the spectacle shows the barbarity and the evil that is Hamas.
Yeah, it's hard to watch those videos. Do you think, David, that this could affect possible negotiations moving forward? They really show their cards.
Yeah, so they did this on purpose when they were going to release the Bibas family. In that now in 2 days they're supposed to release 6 living hostages to try to somehow assuage the Israeli anger and grief that is emerging right now. I think that the Israelis are so worried about returning their living hostages that they want to do whatever they can, especially the hostage families want to return their living hostages. And so even though this devastating blow happened that we were all expecting, but even though we were all expecting it, you can never really prepare yourself for it. The living hostages that are yet to be returned come first.
Yeah, there are some calls even for revenge against Gaza. How does this change the political pressure on Netanyahu to either extend the ceasefire or resume the war?
It was certainly expected that there would be calls for revenge in addition to the grief that Israelis are experiencing. The first phase of the ceasefire deal was pretty straightforward relatively. The second phase is undefined. They're currently negotiating it. So it also is very, at least in my opinion and that of many others, not so likely to happen just because of Israeli political considerations, and also there's a huge disagreement between Hamas and Israel as to the contours. Israel does not think that Hamas should be in power, and Hamas has no incentive to continue with the ceasefire if they are not to remain in power.
The White House has floated this idea to displace Gazans and redevelop the Gaza Strip as a Riviera. How realistic is this given Hamas's control of the area, David?
Well, it's very difficult to rebuild the territory. Right now, there's not much for the Palestinians remaining in Gaza. So many of the homes are destroyed. It seems pretty logical that they should be able to voluntarily resettle, at least temporarily, so that things can be rebuilt. So in terms of it being the best of bad options, I think that that's probably true. But for so many decades, the Palestinians and their supporters have resisted the best options in favor of trying to force even worse options on Israel.
Yeah. All right, David May with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. David, thank you.